It's the Cable
So we are trying to get as many 4-drops as is feasible into a deck. So we're still going to try and have a playable deck at the end of it. It's not like you have to draft every single 4-drop you see sort of deal. But we're going to try and have a playable deck with a shitload of 4-drops. Let's go. Well, that Mox Sapphire should help me play some 4s, huh? Hope that Questing Beast wheels. Yeah, One Ring would be a sick one. Workshops, a bunch of artifact 4s. Like that Relic of Sauron. I'm gonna draft that fucking Relic of Sauron. There's a Lumberjack here we might wheel. It's the Irish Bagpipes. It's a little thinner, a little bit less like loud and piercing. Do Flage or Uro qualify as 4-drops? I'd say no. Is Mycospawn something I want? Talisman ramps you into 4-drops pretty clean. Like, I'm gonna grab the Mycospawn here. See if we can get ourselves an Academy off it or some shit. Metamorph is indeed in the cube, yeah. You're working on a 4-drop cube. What? How are you? Are you gonna like speed everybody up to 4 somehow? A lot of ramp spells. Yuna's Decision technically costs 4 mana. It's hard for me to think of it as a 4-drop, though. If we upheaval and mounts our board, we get to replay the same 4-drops. Bobble would be sweet if we end up with Academy. The first 3 turns go quick. Oh, because nobody's playing anything? Yeah, I'm a little worried about my curve here. The Summon Esper technically works, but I think this Pented Prism is going to fit what we're doing pretty well. 4-less. Well, the Mycospawn's got to ramp me to something. Another 4-less. I'm going to grab Flame Slash. Tireless Tracker worked with the Mycospawn, though. But I like how Slash is playable off the Relic. Flame Slash deals 4. Ah! Terra Sunder kicked. The stip is to maximize our 4s. Deck is looking formidable. I see what you did there, Tabs. I see what you did there. I had a QB wield. If we get 3 4-drops per pack, that would actually be quite a lot. 9 4-drops in a deck. It's got to have been years since I played a deck that had more than like 5 4-drops in it. Is it the aforementioned Questing Beast? My God. Oh, I want that Lumberjack. Yeah. If there's a card that's good at casting 4s on turn 2, it's this Lumberjack. Fourless. I think that Grim Monolith's going to be sweet, though. Helps me kick the Mycospawn. Monolith requires 4 to untap. Nice, nice. 4th Aerolingus. Well, 4th Aerolingus is a lock, yeah. This deck needs a 1-ring 4th, right? The deck would become formidable all of a sudden. Hello, Urza. Fortunate pick there. All right, Jace, get it. Get in the fucking pile. Forsooth, a 4-less pack. I think I want that birds. The land is tempting. Yeah, we're not going to think about the overload on dam. We're just going to grab the Ren here. A little something to do with the Lumberjack. Which Changer's not a 4-drop, it's a fucking land. Yeah, Parallax Wave doesn't quite work. Curiosity, I don't think fits the deck at all. I'm going to grab the Mox. Hey, here we go. I'm actually feeling like kind of nauseous. All these 6-drops. I'm sorry, these 6 4-drops. I don't think I can afford the Jace. Just the triple blue is rough. Yeah, Connoisseur, that kind of nauseous. We have 2 Tri-lands that produce white. We need some fucking fetches. Omnath wheeling should not be a surprise. I mean, if we get like a Soul Ring or another Mox in pack 3, this is already by far the most 4-drops I've ever put in a deck. 40 card deck anyway. We have a whole ass other pack here. Is Loot good in Temur good stuff? Loot is excellent in Temur good stuff. Solves a lot of problems. Would I play Ancient Tomb? I would, yeah. Terrible with Omnath, but very good with Mycospawn. Legacy Mystic Forge combo. Yeah, that deck plays a lot of 4s. 4 ring, 4 Karn. Sometimes like 2 to 3 Helm. A blissfully 4-drop absent pack here. I mean, oh no, there's no 4s. Throw a little Hollowed Fountain here. Oh shit. Well, that was helpful. Thank you, person passing to me. Some lands there I wouldn't mind wheeling. Yeah, I think the Shieldred is just, like, not something I can try to squeeze in. We're gonna grab the Wooded Foothills here. What was in the pack? How could someone ever pass a box? People catching that callback have been watching for, like, at least 5 hours, right? Let's get a Talisman in here. That'll help out the curve. Overlord's sort of a 4. The double white's pretty rough, though. And it's not literally a 4. The Subtlety is very tempting to me, but I'm going to take the Trop over it. If I turn one a 4-drop, you'll donate another $40? 40 fucking dollars? Well, I only need to draw every single Mox in the deck. I think you just incentivized me to mold a 4. That's what I think. Chalice can be a 4. It's a 0, though. Let's be real. Subtlety turn 1. Just turn 1 pitch cast Subtlety. $40. Easy. Retrofitter plays well with a lot of this. I want the Fabled Passage. It's pretty dog shit, but it's good with Ren and 6 and it's good with Omnath. Retrofitter and Urza is pretty real, though. Yeah, let's grab the Fabled Passage. I like casting my things. Hey, Subtlety my wheel. We playing that Fiery Confluence. That's a real quality 4. Yeah, as tempting as the Ketria Triumph is, we're going to grab this Fiery Confluence, and we're going to sideboard Terra Sunder, I guess. We actually don't really have room for Besiege You in the mana base. It is good with Ren and 6, though. Maybe I'll throw it in the sideboard, and everyone will ask me why I'm sideboarding it instead of main decking it. Tinker out Relic of Sauron for the turn 1 4-drop here. Nah, we'll draft an actual 4. Deck list in the overlay. I don't think I'm lumberjacking on 2. Yeah, I'm just not. I guess I should have lit on the island, because then I could go mountain lumberjack here. Alright, well, if you're just gonna fucking pass there with your blue mana, we'll at least play around Mana Leak or whatever. Y'all ever just go out in the woods with a huge axe, take your shirt off, and jack some lumber? Really good exercise. Just you, your sweaty, taut orc arms, a few of your bros, some big hardwood. A 3-drop on 4. It's a gnarly ass fucking 3-drop. Very rude. You were out there in the woods until a priest came along and put a stop to it. Yeah. What are you young, hot, sweaty, shirtless orcs doing out here, handling this lumber like this? Your technique is all wrong. Let me show you. So somehow my opponent has 7 cards, and I have 2 cards. Gotta float the mana. That Elspeth seems hard for me to beat. Y'all think 5s might be better than 4s? No, that'd be crazy. Oh shit, what up? Fluffy Face with the sub, with the 36 months, with the 3 years. Says, Dear Caleb, you rock. Please accept this humbling offering of Amazon's money. Appreciate it, Fluffy. More 4-drops have been banned than 5-drops? Yeah, but way more 4-drops have been printed than 5-drops. A 4th Aerolingus would take advantage of all this fucking mana I've got. I guess I should fetch a white source, huh? In case I draw Omnath here. Spell pierced. Brutal. We still get to answer their Elspeth, though, and that was the biggest issue currently. They took the spell pierce with Narset, so we knew it. The only way we would know that is if we were paying attention. So, yeah, we'll put "we" in quotes there. We. Fucking nerds in chat paying attention, right? Who does that? Y'all out there, like, reading cards, too? Imagine reading. I'd rather not. Could have hardcast Brazen Bower. Or, I'm sorry, the Force of Will. I mean, the Brazen Bower, too. We're going to bring in the Ballista. Something to do with all that extra mana. Field? What would you cut? The cards are too good. Bobble. Bobble helps turn on the Mox Opal. It's pretty good here. Yeah, I fucking love that album. You got Flame Slash? Flame Slash? Really? It deals 4 damage. And the 4-step. You know how long it takes Feel the Dead to deal 4 damage? So long. I'll cut... No, I don't want to cut Prism. Hey, going up to 45 cards feels wrong. Happy birthday to you, Vale. My birthday is April 8th, but it did happen this year, so I assume you're saying happy birthday 3 months late. Happy birthday to everybody else that has a birthday this year. Am I 44? I am, yeah. Minus 7 years. Oh my god, we're so close to the turn 1 4-drop. We're so close! Where are you, Mox Opal? Mox Opal or Grim Monolith, that's right. Grim Monolith would have worked here too. Oh my fucking god. If we'd been on the draw, if I had won that first game and we'd been on the draw, it would have been 44 fucking dollars. Unreal. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Prebin, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 43 bucks there. Or 43 months. You can see where my brain's at. We're one off Ugin. Yep, yep. Turn 3 Ugin would be pretty sexy. Exactly, good stash. Why don't know for a turn 1 4-drop in the 4-drop stip? Why indeed? I can think of 4 reasons. I wonder if we'll get any turn 4 kills. Fair enough. It comes into play tapped. You named your new kitten Bob. That's a fantastic kitten name. That's a kitten with promise right there. Call that a bobcat. They put the 1-drop on top of the deck. Saving the cats to block means that they just like use both counters to pump and clear all my cats. I feel like this is a little better. The Mana Vault pinging at them and stuff too. What are the odds I draw my other comes into play tap land here? Oh, shit, what up? Hey, Neji Ray, thanks for the sobbing 65 months. Gotta use that prime! Ballista would be kind of a sick rip, huh? Let me clear up this pride, help control the Yumazawas. You think portable holding a land there is sus? I'm not sure. It's like not just a Mox, right? It's 2 Moxes because it turns off the Mox Opal as well. I don't think that's sus. Right, 1 mana, double Stone Rain. I'm sitting over here with a card in my hand for forever. Hate it. Went from 7 mana down to 3. Okay. Oh, they get to gain. They get to make tokens because of the Ocelot Pride. All right, that makes sense then. Not loving my odds here. Yeah, let's move on. Another match in tonight, Tom. Curve smashing step. That's not really how I describe it. We have a bunch of accelerants to jump up to 4 drops quickly, right? Would have turned 1-1 last game if we'd been on the draw. I think I'm supposed to crack this bauble. Turns off the Mox Opal, but it digs me another card deeper for some Gasola. I sure could use some Gasola here. I don't think you do get it, Boom Forest. Even a little bit. Plenty of trophies off plenty of steps. Every step I do decreases the chance of winning. This one is not unique in that regard. They are all fun little challenges in their own right. and I think you're kind of acting like a jerk. The old ramp deck drawn the wrong half problem. We're not going to start with Fintorn Elves because they can make an instant speed 2/2. Has anyone ever beaten a currency converter? What an unreal card. Yeah, you're fine, Boom Forest. Appreciate the apology. If you saw me doing stuff like strictly because it was like livelihood based, it would just be sponsorships because those make a whole hell of a lot more than $20, let me tell you. Unrelated. Have I mentioned how good a Factor subscription can feel? No need to worry about meal prepping over the course of the week. Cheaper than ordering delivery, healthier than ordering delivery. Excellent chef-made meals directly to your doorstep. And there is, of course, a link to Factor in the stream description, and if you use my coupon code, you will indeed, of course, get a percentage off while supporting the stream. What more could you ask for? Hashtag sponsored. Oh, shit, what up? Hey, Triflin, thanks for gifting a sub to Happy Meals FX. All right, you got an apprentice. Am I dead? Kind of looks like I might be dead. Yeah, I'm dead. I thought they spell secret for him. Must have been. We don't really have anything against that. Maybe a Bliston too. Not a ton of answers. Yeah, for how much of the deck is 4-drops, you think we wouldn't stall out on mana as often as we have been? Like this Flood. Feels like we've drawn this chunk of the deck a lot more than we've drawn this chunk of the deck. Oh shit, what up? Hey, James Drawn, thanks for the sob, thanks for 102 months there. But that's kind of how ramp decks work, right? Sometimes you draw the wrong half. Shamstron says, can't take the Factor deal in Canada, so take this say tasty sub instead. I appreciate the tasty sub, Shamstron. Appreciate the old support. Yeah, I've said it before. I'm sure like most of you have heard this spiel again. But if you've been considering a meal service anyway, like a Factor subscription using my code is the best way to support the stream, hands down. I've been giving out stream perks. A lot of people have cashed them in for VIPs. Streamers only get like 100 VIPs, so that's like a lifetime of fame and glory right there. I've also been offering stip drafts. A few people have cashed in for choosing games that I try out on Friday night variety streams. Anyway, just to show my appreciation and give y'all a little bit of an incentive. Time 2 4-drops, not bad, But yeah, they don't work outside of the US. The Factor code, the Factor link, the whole thing doesn't work outside the US. And if somebody's tried Factor in your house before at your location, then it will not work. Those are the two little caveats. There's always a catch, I tell you. Where was the Fire Confluence against the Cat deck, right? The Cat deck that also had Umezawa's rolling. I don't think I had double red going, though, once they nuked me down to 3 mana sources. I think I did when they had Mox Opal. So it was a narrow range that game where I could have played the card. Oh shit, what up? Hey, BK Dash, thanks for the sob, thanks for 44 months. Passing along that monthly value, hell yeah. Yeah, if you don't use your Prime sub, Bezos just gets to keep that extra dollars, those extra dollars that you have paid for. And if I know one thing about Jeff Bezos is he does not need it. He does not. If any man in the world does not need the extra $5. Buying Venice is expensive. Yeah, that's true. I guess if I had your $5, I would not buy Venice. You cut out the middleman by not having one. Hey, that's respectable. I ordered a lot of shit delivered, which isn't ideal, but I live kind of in the suburbs. I don't own a car. Yada yada. That's a pretty fucking good Colgan's command. Well, I see what you did there, Fat Wesker. Am I dead? Huh. Yeah, Shamstron. Yeah, I use Amazon Music on my mobile, and I also enjoy a lot of the shows on Amazon Prime. So I'd say I get enough value out of it. But I can certainly see it being a little lackluster outside the US. Oh, Prism's kind of cute with Urza, huh? Is Amazon Music an additional charge? I don't think so. I think it depends on what you want to do for it. I always get messages that are like, you can try this like Amazon Pro Music subscription and apply a family member to it. And so I'm just like, I have no need for that. I mostly use it to download albums before I go on long plane rides. I don't think I would use it for that if there was charges. Yeah, fair, Jidehem. More than fair. Hot diggity. The 4-drops were too good. Yeah, I'm going to cut the Nettle Cyst for the Walking Ballista if we win this and go to a third match. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut my DoorDash sub. I'm just like not getting much delivery anymore. I had a real bad DoorDash habit a few years back. I found online you could like export your DoorDash history and figure out how much you spent over the last year, right? That, and you can like sort it by the restaurants. And I think there was a good chance I was in like top percentile for ordering Taco John's burritos DoorDashed. It was like thousands of dollars. It was like, those burritos are like very cheap too. It was Did I do that on stream? I did not do that on stream. It took a lot of dicking around. It would have been kind of fun though. You feel a little better about forgetting your Crunchyroll subscription? Yeah, right? Yeah, every couple months or so, it's good to like look at all your subscriptions, make sure you don't have anything you're not just letting ride there. I've let Crunchyroll ride a few times when I wasn't really using it, but I've gotten so much fucking value out of that service. Crunchyroll and Paramount. Paramount's really up there. Just by nature of having Star Trek. I've watched so much fucking Star Trek. Infinitely rewatchable show. You love Enterprise? Nothing wrong with loving Enterprise. We've been going through the shows, Salty Rutabaga, and I put on Enterprise. So it took me a bit to get into Enterprise, but I eventually did. Through the first time I watched it, the entire first season, I wanted to punch Scott Bakula in his stupid face. I think he's got an extremely punchable face. It's not his fault. He's not like a terrible actor or anything. I do think in comparison to like the average actor they get to play the captains, he's like below average. But Enterprise as a show, if you look at like the IMDb ratings, it's not that bad of a show. It is one of the worser ones, but like it's actually competitive with like the other Star Trek shows, which a lot of people don't realize. The shows that people like hold up is like this fucking like amazing like nut busting quality and stuff. Like everyone like jerks off to Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine has some horrifically bad episodes, and those drag down the average episode IMDb rating if you're just like looking at those. Same with TNG, right? But everyone realizes that like season 1 of TNG is pretty trash. They're in denial about Deep Space Nine though. Anyway, Voyager, Enterprise, they don't have as many 10-rated episodes, but they actually have fewer like dumpster trash episodes. So their average episode rating ends up being like pretty close, competitive with the 90s shows that everyone jerks off to. Deep Space Nine doesn't start its good run until season 3. I'd largely agree with that. There's some good stuff mixed into the early seasons, kind of similar to TNG, but like I didn't like really get hooked on Deep Space Nine until season 4, I think, when like Worf shows up and there's all those like sick ass space battles. A lot of Enterprise's issues was the studio not knowing what they wanted. I think a lot of Enterprise's issues was that horrific fucking theme song. What the shit was that? Faith of the Heart. What am I watching? What is this? That doesn't sound vaguely science fiction-y. Seven of Nine from Voyager. Yeah, that's when a lot of people started liking Voyager. So I rewatched Voyager recently, and my fiance did like that show. My favorite parts of Voyager are not 7 of 9. I really like 7 of 9. I like her chemistry with the captain, like as a mentor figure. But the show, like the writers quickly realize that she's like a fan favorite, and she kind of dominates the show for a long time. And what I realized when I was rewatching the show is that I kind of like the Vulcan episodes in the first few seasons, and they just like drastically scale back on those. The Tuvok detective episodes are great, yeah. Chakotay was there. Chakotay is probably like the weakest link of that show for sure. It's just like not well written at all. And then the actor realizes that he's been given like a slough off part and starts like phoning it in. They never like really knew what to do with him. Apparently natives aren't like fond of his character either, because he's not actually representing a specific native tribe. They just like merged a bunch of stuff together. So like one episode he'll have like Inuit ancestry, and then the next episode it'll be like Mayan or something, and it's just like or Cherokee. It's all just like mashed together. Doesn't make any sense. They were still figuring out how to be woke back then, yeah. Or respectful. Maybe respectful is the word. So the loot could cast Ugin. I think I'd rather draw 3. I don't know. I'm just going to serve in. The Rebels, who had to be Starfleet angle, was cool, but never explored all that well. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like interesting in the first season, but then everyone was just like a normal Star Trek ship. I like the whole like scrapping for resources in Voyager. They couldn't like just call Starfleet and they had to like figure stuff out on their own. My favorite episode is actually in the last season where they're like trapped in a hole. They're just like trapped in a fucking a hole where there's nothing going on. And everyone's like, so we're gonna like resort to cannibalism and shit, right? We're gonna like fuck up everybody else that's stranded here and steal their shit. And Janeway's like, abso-fucking-lutely not. We're better than that. We're Starfleet, damn it. I like that shit. That's some nice Star Trek shit right there. Give me some nice ideals and morals. Strange New World Season 3 does start next week, yeah. What I've heard of that is that it is not as good as Season 2. The reviewers have only seen the first 5 episodes, and they have said that, like, if you like the show, there's still stuff there that, like, all of the reasons that you like the show are still there. But that, like, Season 2 was such a banger, it's hard to follow that up, is the general thought. Robert Ricudito is the Doctor really grew on you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's incredible. Best Doctor for sure. Apparently he was like really disappointed to get the Doctor role. And then within a few episodes, like he started like realizing, like feeling it out and we're like, okay, no, I could do this. I can do this. So you see a shift in his first few episodes as he realizes he can be sassy as fuck. And just starts having fun with it. I watched a test video for Voyager, and they cast a theater actor for Janeway originally, and it's bad. It's like really bad. She's like very soft spoken, which is odd for a theater actor. Usually theater actors are used to like super projection. Like Cisco in Deep Space Nine is like my idea of a theater actor. Just very, always projecting, always very bombastic, like just filling the room with himself. Because you're not mic'd in the theater, you know, so like you gotta project. Yeah, Picard was as well, for sure. Did a lot of Shakespeare. But Voyager is interesting because they originally cast a theater actor, and then if you watch the test video, it's like really not good. And so they got the actress who actually plays Janeway to fill in. And she had a lot of TV experience at the time, and she kind of just crushed it. Kate Mulgrew. Part of the issue, who is the original actress? I have not heard that Zenwu, no. I'm pretty sure Obama would have gotten there eventually. Would have gotten somewhere. Guy was just too goddamn charismatic. If we had a land here, we can play 2 4-drops. Oh, well, I guess that also lets me play 2 4-drops. I think I'm supposed to play the Chariot. The Yojimbo clearing the food token is interesting, but the Flame Slash can also do that next turn. And I think the Chariot applies better pressure on the Yoko here. We'll see. Wild Warren. Yeah, I don't recommend looking into Trump's divorce proceedings. That shit is similarly dark. But no one seemed to give a shit. Well, that was a fucking start, huh? That was a fucking start. Oh yeah, I keep on meaning to do this. Last chance to turbo that 4-drop. Yeah, should be mulling real aggro. I don't think I can mull this. My hand's too good. Yeah, if we had another Mox and a 4-drop, or like if we had one of the two and then drew the other on the draw here. Well, this Monolith does not actually excite me with this draw. Maybe I'll find something to do with it. The new track is more to jump into random episodes of. Huh? I disagree. I love that shit. Watch it faithfully. Specifically, Strange New Worlds is the only new track that I've really gotten into. Season 3 of Picard was fine. I would recommend just watching Season 3 of Picard and like ignoring the rest of it. Lower Decks is good, yeah, for sure. Wasn't trying to throw Lower Decks under the bus. Strange New Worlds is just like straight up TNG worship, though. Only without TNG's terrible first season. And the cast is awesome. Kind of exactly what I want out of a new Trek show. Discovery was a rough watch. I couldn't get through season 1. I couldn't get through episode 1 of Discovery. They were doing like the jerky cam thing, and I was like, nope, out. I got like nauseous. Just watch the Red Letter Media reviews of new track. No thanks. Yeah, I was a little worried about Toxic. That kind of nukes me back to the Stone Age, huh? Yeah, there's like one of those guys that I kind of enjoy watching. And then they just like really seem to love chortling about how much they don't like things. Which is rough. They're like fellow Wisconsinites. I feel like I should be supporting and stuff. But there's so much content, and so much of it is just not very interesting. Yeah, we don't have the triple red for Flame Slash plus Fiery here. So I don't know what I'm doing. You like their stuff way more when they like the thing? Yeah. Yeah. Is this the last draft of the night? It very much is, yeah. It's better than watching new track. Yeah, I mean, I've just been talking about how Strange New Worlds is like my favorite track, but sure. This is a fun addition to the conversation you're bringing. I mean, if they have a draw 7, I'm kind of dead to the Shieldred anyway. I think I'm supposed to hold on to the Fiery. I'm just trying to rip a red source here. I'm trying to clear all of it. I mean, the Overlord's coming back next turn, too. I might just, like, not have a chance. You like the Critical Drinker? Yeah, I think most of film criticism on YouTube is a cesspool. There's a couple random critics I follow, but I don't read as much of their stuff as I'd like. Film Crit Hulk, kind of enjoy. Hey, Yana says, thanks for the sob, thanks for sharing that Prime. Man, there's a lady that I used to follow that wrote really fucking... She watched like a shitload of guy movies, like traditionally like masculine films, and wrote about them really eloquently, and I'm spacing on her name, and it's bothering me. Oh, that Oculus is definitely gonna fuck me up. Look at this huge ass board. Yeah, Film Crit Hulk is very active. He is, of course, not the person I couldn't remember the name of. One more chance of the bounty. Let's fucking go. So close to a turn 2 Urza. I guess we could rip an island off the top. Oh, no, we can play a tapped land. And Fabled Passage for an island. Nice. You really like Every Frame of Painting? I've heard good things about Every Frame of Painting. Oh, I like the guy that explained how, like, Cars 2 was eugenics. Jack Saint. He doesn't always do film criticism, though. He does, like, politics and stuff, too. Gonna bug the crap out of me. Oh, it's Priscilla Page. The, yeah, I just popped up Twitter because she posts on there a lot. If anyone, in case anyone still has one of those. I think her writing about film is exceptional. I follow her on Blue Sky too, but she posts something slightly less. I want to turn the Mox Pearl into a 3/3, but I also want to uptick and grow my construct. You thought I copied the wrong link? No. No, that's our handle. Yeah, my favorite thing about Priscilla's criticism is like how seriously she treats like action films and stuff that like typical quote unquote like snobbish reviewers, the stereotypical type. Might turn up their nose at. You liked Sealing Barrowgrave? I liked this better. Now my Construct gets to attack. My Oko still has a shitload of loyalty. Seems very hard to beat. Is this Fiery Confluence ever gonna do the thing? I guess there's my answer. Cool. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I enjoyed the little bit of film discussion there at the end. It's good stuff. Yeah, tomorrow, I think I'm